All right, Christine, thank you so much for spending some time filling out this questionnaire. How did you feel about doing this when you were doing it?
I think my initial uh, thoughts of filling out this form was I didn't realize what all anxiety was. Like as I answered these questions, I didn't realize maybe some of the things that I'm doing that are not healthy.
Right. And that's kind of one of the nice things about the questionnaires, and that's, I don't like calling them tests because they are more questionnaires and assessments, is that it can help us, like I said, kind of understand what you're feeling. If we don't want to call it anxiety, we don't have to call it anxiety, but what you are feeling. And so let's kind of, from there, let's kind of get into your results. So
that was one of my questions, is what was my results?
Okay.
How anxious or how big, as you called it, are my feelings?
Or how little
or how
are
little?
they? Well, I'm glad that you understand the way that I put it like that. I speak in pictures. Well, so remember we said that you can score a total of 21 points.
Okay.
So it doesn't mean that 21 points is like, yeah, you have an A+, you're the winner, gold medal winner, okay?
Yeah.
It also doesn't mean that you're the loser. It just tells us, like I said, how big it is. The closer to 21 means the bigger that is. Okay, so as your balloon gets smaller and smaller, that number goes down from 21. Okay. So your number, after we added it all up, came to 15. So I would say that's not big, but it's not small. So I would feel comfortable putting it kind of middle. Where would you feel comfortable putting it, Christine?
Obviously I have some anxiety.
So. And it does show that there are some portions of this test where you felt some of anxiety every single day. So that was like, it looks like you're having a hard time relaxing.
Yes.
Each day.
Very much so.
Okay, I'm going to put just a little mark by that one so we can remember that one.
Okay.
And it looks like you said that almost every day you feel so restless that it's hard to sit still.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and
that's every day.
The questionnaire didn't talk about concentration. But I feel I have a hard time concentrating. So it's the restless type thing.
Okay.
So,
all right. Thank you for explaining that and elaborating on that for me. I appreciate that. And I'll just put a little note on here about that.
Okay.
Thank you. And it looks like kind of what you answered most of was like more than half the days. So when you're thinking 2 weeks, that's 14 days.
Right.
So if you take 14 days and divide that into half, you've got about a full week. So, within 14 days, you're saying more than 7 of those days, you're feeling nervous or anxious.
Yep.
You're worrying.
Yep.
You're super easily annoyed and irritable. Okay.
I'm not, can you explain to me what they mean by irritability?
Okay, so I kind of picture it like a short fuse. Have you ever heard that term, a short fuse? So when you think of a sparkler, or that wouldn't work. So a short fuse, when you light the fuse, and it's got this amount of time before the clown pops out of the bucket.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when you have a short fuse, that means there's not much time from the time that somebody flicks that cord until the clown pops open. So if we imagine that your anxiety is the clown popping open, and the level from the time you're triggered until your clown pops open, that's your irritability. That's high point. So the longer your cord is, it takes you longer to get irritated. It takes you you're able to calm down from things a little bit quicker. So you don't have quite a short time frame. Does that make a little bit of sense?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I was under the understanding of like irritability as in like angry and yelling and screaming.
Well, and it could look like that. Irritable looks different for everybody, and it could look like angry, and it could look like yelling and being, or but it could also look like shutting down and becoming very quiet and closed off from somebody.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what your reaction is. And so it looks different, and that's okay.
I tend to shut down and isolate.
Okay.
Because I don't want to be angry.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you don't want to react harshly, so instead you want to shut down.
Right.
Okay. Well, so like we said before we did this assessment, remember this just gives us an idea of how big your emotions of anxiety and nerves are. And you and I both agreed they're kind of in the middle. So I'd like to explore some ideas that could help bring that down to a smaller level. And it might not happen tomorrow, and it might not happen in a week, and it might not happen in 2 weeks. But that's our goal is not when it's going to happen. Our goal is just getting it there eventually.
Okay.
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 So are you open to exploring some ideas
Sure.
to help
Yeah.
bring your level of anxiety back down a little
Yes.
bit? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, great. Thank you, Christine. I appreciate you spending some time with me.
Yeah.
Thank you. So,
Thank you. And
Erin
so-
Davis's video. Go ahead. Did you have one more question?
Yeah, I
Okay.
had one more question. So as we go through this assessment and you're giving me some ideas on how to kind of help me calm down, is there something that you feel that maybe I can do right now, or something, because I feel anxious taking the anxious
Okay.
anxiety
Absolutely. Yeah.
test.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you appreciate breathing exercises, or do you like some more meditation?
Well, I'm half Chinese, and so I do a lot of
A
meditating.
lot of meditating. So would you like to
Yeah.
do some meditation with me
Sure,
today?
I would love
Okay,
to.
so I'd like you to sit straight up with your feet on the floor. Just kind of be comfortable. You don't have to arch your back. You don't have to be straight as a board. So just be
Okay.
comfortable. Your eyes can be open if you'd like them to. They can be closed. Really what I want you to do, though, is just kind of focus on taking a minute. I want you to take some breaths in, about 5 breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. And while you're breathing, I want you to listen. Notice what you're listening.
I hear it like an air conditioning unit, and it's very kind of calming.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's something that, a little tool you can take with you just about anywhere you go. You can
Okay.
be standing
Thank you.
in a busy grocery line. You can close your eyes, take some breaths, and just notice what you're feeling or
Okay.
hearing or tasting even. So,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, thank you, Christine. I
Thank
appreciate you
you.
taking the time.
Yeah.